I made the switch from Cricut to Silhouette 5 years ago. I was super excited to get started with my new machine. I tore open the box and took everything out only to realize that there were no instructions. Now, I do love everything Silhouette, that's why I'm here. However, they make it kind of difficult for new users to get started. So today we're looking at 5 different things I wish I had known when I got started with Silhouette. Hi, I'm Brenda Lambert. I'm a TJC licensed instructor for Silhouette, and you found your way to Silhouette Success, which is exactly where you need to be if you're just starting out with Silhouette, or if you're a more experienced user just looking for some tips, tricks, and inspiration. There's always something more to learn. We're going to start out strong with the absolute most valuable tip out of this entire video, and that is to do your test cuts. Test cuts are going to save you a ton of time, material, and frustration. So hear me when I say this is important. It's really easy to set up in the software, so let's take a look. The first step is to choose your material. I have this scrap of Oracle 651. I'm going to place this little square right in the upper left-hand corner of my mat. Make sure it's stuck down well and get that loaded into the machine. Next, we're going to head over to the send page in the software and select the correct material. You can see that Oracle 651 is listed here. Let's go ahead and click on that. Next, we're going to come down to the bottom and click on Generate Test Shape. You'll see this pop up. It's a little triangle inside of a little square, and you can move this around on the mat anywhere that you want it to actually cut. Once you have it placed exactly where you want it, go back over to the bottom and click on Send Test. The machine is going to cut this out really quickly. When it's done, you're going to unload the mat and check the cut. The square should come out very easily and leave the triangle on the backing of the adhesive vinyl. You can see here that with the settings in the software, I'm having a bit of a time getting the square to come up, and the triangle came up with the square. That means that I need to adjust my settings so that the weeding process will be a lot easier. Let's head back to Silhouette Studio, move our little test shape over just a bit, adjust the blade depth up by 1, so now we're cutting at a 2 instead of a 1, and send test. You'll notice now that the blade taps twice instead of just once because it's adjusting to a 2. It's going to slide over slightly more than the first cut and create that second test cut. And we're going to go through and try to weed this one more time. This test cut worked out much better than the first. I was able to easily weed away the box, and the triangle stayed in place. This is showing me that these are the settings that I need to use with Oracle 651. If you are working on test cuts and you just cannot get the blade to cut through the material properly, the issue could be with the way you have the blade inserted into the machine. And that takes us to tip number 2, and that's how to get your blade inserted properly. This is super important. Let's check to make sure that it is adjusting properly as it taps in that little hole. You can look at the red line in the blade and see if it has moved to where it should be. This did tap to a 2, so let's reinsert the blade and make sure that it is seated securely. You're going to set the blade down in the carriage marked number 1 on the little tab, put some downward pressure on the top of it, and then click that tab in. You don't want to see any space in between the blade and that little tab. You want to make sure that it's nice and snug, and once it is seated in there properly, you can go back and do another test cut to see if that has fixed your problem. Now, since you are here, I have to assume that you are starting out the same way that I started out, and you're going through Google and YouTube like a crazy person trying to find exactly the information you need right now. Don't get me wrong, Google and YouTube are both amazing resources for finding information on the Silhouette. I have over 200 videos up on this YouTube channel now which again brings me back to the fact that there is a lot of information out there and it can be overwhelming when you're just starting out. So I put together this workbook. It is From Startup to Stunning Creations, and it walks you through step by step setting up your machine, getting familiar with the software, test cuts, but it goes beyond that because it also has different activities that you can complete that will build your confidence along the way. It has a glossary, it has project planners, it has a buying guide. Everything you need to know to start out is in this book. I just released the book today, and there is a coupon linked in the description for $5 off. That is a limited time offer. It expires on the 21st. This is the first in a whole series of workbooks, and I'm so excited to get on to the next one, which is going to be advanced designing in the software. Moving on to the fourth thing I wish I had known when I started out. That's that you can connect by either Bluetooth or USB. And each of these have their own advantages. Of course, Bluetooth is very convenient. You can have your machine pretty much set anywhere you would like. With the USB cord, you're kind of tethered and you don't have as much flexibility in the setup of your space. Bluetooth works great for most projects, but if you are working on something that has a lot of data that has to be transferred from the software to the machine, you're going to want to connect with the USB cord. Bluetooth connections can be dropped, then you're in the middle of a project and it just shuts down. It's super frustrating. I have had it happen before. So now whenever I'm doing a large project, something with sketch pens or the embossing tool or even the heat pen, I tend to switch over to the USB cord, and that saves a ton of frustration. No dropped signal between your computer and the machine. The last bit of advice I'd like to offer is how you can easily tell your adhesive vinyl from your heat transfer vinyl. And I know this is an issue for a lot of beginners because we tend to go out and buy all of the things in a hurry, and we don't really take the time to organize the supplies that we bought because we are so ready to dive into our first project. So you need to know that adhesive vinyl almost always has a paper backing on it, and usually it has a grid and the manufacturer's logo on it. Now, when you look at the back of heat transfer vinyl, you will see that there is no backing at all. It's kind of a matte finish, and the color may be a little bit duller than the front of it. Now on the front, there is a plastic carrier sheet, and this is very shiny. And bonus tip here, when you're cutting through HTV, you want to set it a shiny side down on the mat. That means the back side is facing up, and you want to flip your image in the software before you go to the send page to cut it out. Now, if you are past the newbie stage in your silhouette journey, drop some helpful tips and tricks in the comments for the people that are just starting out. And if you are just starting out, I hope you're going to subscribe to the channel so that you can find all of the tips, tricks, and tutorials that I share. Now, go get that machine set up and create something amazing. I'll see you in the next video.